So what's the Grape Explorer talking about today? Well, one of the most complex areas in all of France is Burgundy, for a number of reasons. People are really not familiar with the names of the villages, the Premier Crus, the Grand Crus, and again, it is quite complex and you really have to dive into it. So what I want to talk about today is to make it a little easier for people to understand. So we're talking about a village which is called Volnay. And Volnay exists in the Côte de Beaune. So we broke out our transit map today just to show you exactly where Volnay is. And you can see right here, it's just below the city of Beaune. And Volnay is quite an interesting area because a lot of the producers that do make Volnay also make Pommard, which is the, if you want to say, the cousin to Volnay. But one thing about Volnay, which is really interesting, is the drinkability. You can actually drink these wines young. So why I broke these two wines out, this is Potinet Ampeau, one of the best producers of red and white wine in the Côte de Beaune, but they also specialize in Volnay. And so what they do is they produce a village Volnay, which is what I have in my right hand here. This is 100% Pinot Noir. The soils here are quite clay, so you can smell a lot of that clay. But what these wines do have is what I call a little bit of muscle, and they actually develop quite interesting flavors, like almost like meaty kind of flavors, which is really cool about Volnay. But when you smell the wine, you can smell the beautiful Pinot Noir flavors, forest scents. You get a lot of that clay terroir, which is really interesting. And then you have what's called Premier Cru. So what's the difference? So, Volnay village wines are usually close to the village of Volnay. And then when you start getting into Premier Cru, like this one, which is called Clos du Chêne, these wines are going to be away from the village, a little more sloped vineyard. You're going to get a lot more minerality expression. And the wines usually take a little longer to age, not too long, but at the same time, they do develop really, really well over a period of time. These are 2017, so they're quite ready, even though these wines could use another 10 years in the cellar, which they're even going to be more beautiful. But again, we're trying to make it a little easier for the consumer to understand a very complex area. It's called Burgundy, and it's Pinot Noir. It's the best expression of Pinot Noir in the world. This is the Grape Explorer talking about grapes and talking about wine.